We back with another episode of the Risky Powerhouse. We got a very special guest in the building today. As I mentioned, over the course of the last couple of weeks, I've been extending myself and trying to find out better ways to be proactive in how I reach out to guests and different ball players who have committed their lives basically to the craft. And although I just like to indulge my thoughts on the craft, these players have given a lot more of their life and a lot more of themselves to the craft itself. Today I got Enoch from Norwalk, Connecticut, bro. How you doing today, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, man? Appreciate you having me here. It feels really good, just being a part of this. I can't wait to see how you take this to your podcast and stuff. So, man, it's good to be here.
Yes, sir. Like I mentioned before, we went on cam. You're my first professional athlete to come onto the Risky Powerhouse and, bless my platform with your presence. Building, trying to level myself with a higher echelon is kind of hard when you reach from the bottom and trying to pull up. But people like you, reaching back, taking time out of your day. I'm sure y'all season is getting through to the gritty, it's getting thick. And you had to take a little bit of time out your day. So I appreciate that. You could have been catching a nap right now, bro.
Sure, I catch a full night's sleep. It's about 9:15 here. So it's 6 hour difference, man. It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Like I mentioned, you're from Connecticut, bro. How was it being raised in Connecticut up until you got to Norwalk High School?
Oh, everybody, we all like, all of us, me and you, we both, like you said earlier, we all grew up in the hood and, we all just came up with basketball and stuff. I was just bigger than everybody, man. I knew I had to do something with basketball and everybody around me was telling me how I had to do something with basketball. So that's what I did, man. I really love the game. So, once I got to like high school or once I got to the like middle school, started playing AAU, playing basketball like in high school and stuff. So I really started taking it serious, working hard, you know what I mean? So thankful that, I never quit.
For sure, for sure. And risky represents the chance that you got to take on yourself, the bet that you have to bet on yourself in order to reach the next echelon, And what I mean by that is it comes a point in time in every person's life or in any person's endeavors for their careers where they have to make a decision. They have to say, okay, this is comfortable, this is cool, but let's try this because this is going to present a bigger opportunity, or this is going to expose me to a bigger ocean. When you got through Newark High School, it was going well. You reached a pivot. Can you explain what it was like making that transition into St. Thomas High School and why you made that move?
St. Thomas was definitely a better look for me on a national scale. I really wanted to take basketball to the next level for myself. So in order to do that, I had to get in front of the right eyes. I knew I had the capability. I just need, like I said, get in front of the right eyes and under the right coaching, somebody who will really prepare me for college and potentially a pro, with the habits that he taught me. So really thankful for, attending St. Thomas more, and the coach I had, Jerry Quinn. He's known all around Connecticut. He's known nationally, even known overseas, So, I'm really thankful for that experience.
Yeah. So what was the major difference day to day from Norwalk High School? That's a public school, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
St. Thomas is a private school and Norwalk is a public school.
Okay, I figured. Okay, so what's the biggest difference day to day, not only in practice but throughout, going to school, getting through the school day, and then starting practice, and then also in season?
Man, it's a boarding school too, so they was on us, from start of the day to the end of the day. We had study hall every night. You had to wake up, go to breakfast. Sometimes we have like mass, church mass. It was a Catholic school, so we go there in uniform. That's the biggest difference. Like those are like some of the biggest differences I could point out about that school compared to public school. You know what I mean? But other than that, everything else is school. It has. We only had about 200 students too. So.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it just sounded to me like they instilled discipline. They gave y'all a foundation and showed y'all how to live when you got out of school. Because when you get out of school, you know, it's a lot of time in the day. Like you said, being raised in low income is it's a lot of people around us who pretty much do nothing every day, and it's real easy to fall into that routine. And then you wake up and you're 28 and you haven't built anything for yourself outside of that diploma. It's kind of like reaching that diploma is kind of like being that millionaire for some people. And going to St. Thomas, what they did, I'm sure people told you this already, and I'm sure you pretty much reached this revelation, but they showed you how to live to be successful. Like to be
Right.
successful, you have to be on the schedule. To be successful, you have to be uncomfortable. But when you have those people pointing down on you and forcing you to do things, now when you remove those third parties, you do those things naturally yourself. Even if you might shave off a little bit on the edge, but day to day overall, you still know how to discipline. Okay, I got to work out 9 to 12. Okay, I got to rest 12 to 5. I got to get back in the gym at 6. Make sure I get my lifts in. And you on that schedule tight, and you don't allow yourself to get out of that schedule. And that's what St. Thomas did for you, and it paid off, bro.
For sure. For sure.
So,
Like you said, it's habitual, you know what I mean? They give you these sets of rules and stuff. And like you said, when all the pressure is lifted off your shoulders, it's like, if you get out of that, you feel out of your element. So it's like a well-oiled rig that school is. And like I said, I'm real thankful for having that experience. It opened up a lot of doors for me.
yes, sir. Gatorade Player of the Year for sure. Hey, look, Gatorade Player of the Year, 2014 National Champ. How, bro? So at this point now, this is where it gets difficult because now it's going to be some success. I'm pretty sure at this point, okay, I'm not going to Boogaloo State University. You know what I mean? It's going to be some good offers. It's going to be, did you have coaches coming to your high school games? Did you have what was that experience like once you reached that level where you were contending nationally? How was that experience?
Yeah. Thankfully, I played alongside some really good teammates, so coaches would come see us all, you know what I mean? And man, when I left, man, going into college, man, it was just like, it was amazing because the coaches, you get to spend every day with the coaches who would come to your game and back in high school. So like, it's just like a really good experience, just knowing that there's eyes on you, pressure for you to do good. But all pressure it's not all bad pressure. You know what I mean? It's good because you want to do your best every time.
Yep. Shout out to Isaiah Gaddy. Isaiah Gaddy of Shaw University is the reason why we're having this interview. Yeah, shouts out to Gaddy, man. He the reason why we're pretty much having this interview right now. We mentioned markets, we mentioned relationships, we mentioned communication, and doing what I was doing on media, he's seen that, and he's been supporting the channel and commenting on the videos on YouTube and sharing my videos and stuff. And he said, "Hey, man, I got a friend that I grew up with, and he's a pretty good basketball player. He's a pro overseas. You should probably reach out to him." And I said, "What's his name?" He said, "His name's Steven Enoch, man." And I said, "Steven Enoch, that with a UConn?" He said, "Yeah." So I was like, wow, like it's so crazy how small the world is. But Isaiah had a couple questions. And he said, Roy Kane, that name must ring a lot of bells in your head. You just mentioned you had some good teammates and you played around a lot of people throughout the course of your high school career. So explain Roy Kane, and Gaddy went along the lines of a big three that y'all had out there. So who were those other players that completed y'all team for that national championship team?
And we had some players, man. We had some players then. We had Roy. It was me. And we had Zaire Wilson, back in high school, man. He was a dog. Hooper. I'm talking dunking, windmill, man. I missed them dudes, missed them days as well. Tommy Barrett, man. A lot of dudes I still talk to this day, but they're all doing something good with their life. And I missed them days, man. But a lot of those dudes I grew up with all throughout elementary school all the way through high school. So I've known Gaddy since like kindergarten. So it's crazy. Like you said, it's crazy how the connections and relationships will land us in this opportunity right here.
Yeah, for sure. Coming out of Norwalk, I mentioned Connecticut. That was the first, as soon as he mentioned your name, that was the first bill that came off of my head. just from seeing your name around. I wasn't in tune, but from Connecticut, you know, they kind of rung the bell, and that's usually how things happen with social media and stuff. We read so many stories, especially if you in the hoop nation, like if you watching hoop throughout the country, college, high school, ball is life, all of those things, you come across a lot of people. So it rung a bell with Connecticut. So getting who were your offers coming out of your senior year, and why did you choose Connecticut?
I think I had Connecticut, Oregon, Memphis. I had Florida State, a lot of East Coast teams, you know what I mean? Oregon was the one West Coast team that really, took a chance on, having me and really wanted me. And I really appreciated that, like getting that attention from the West Coast. But I chose Connecticut because, obviously I'm from Connecticut. And then I wanted to be that guy that, the home state school, you know what I mean? And got my family, all my friends, like that was the first thing that came to my mind, my family being able to come to the games and stuff, even though like when I got there and played, I didn't play that much. I wasn't able to like really show, as much as I wanted to, but I learned some things. I learned some things going there, and I'm really glad for that experience because, I was still there. I was doing it. I was that kid from Connecticut going to his home state school. And the year before I got there, or a couple years before I got there, they were national champions. So like that was a really good feeling. You know what I mean? Just being a fan growing up, everybody around you, a fan of them growing up. And, I'm still a fan of them too. There's no hard feelings ever. I left this school, but yeah, I was really thankful for that experience. I met some great people along the way.
Yeah, so while you going ahead and pivoting, Louisville was the next step. So go ahead and talk about that. You said you went to UConn. They were coming off of a national championship appearances. They had that level of team. You coming off success in high school, winning in terms of individually and with your team. You felt like you can bring a level of understanding of what to do in terms of the role that you can bring to the team to help them win more. You might not have played as much as you wanted, but you learned a lot. And what did you take to Louisville?
Man, everything I learned from there, UConn, they're a lot of their teams, they're all about toughness. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing I learned, and that's something I really needed to, because like I was nice, like skills and everything, but UConn really taught me like, the toughness aspect of basketball. Now, not just physically, because I'm the biggest thing out there, but mentally, you know what I mean? They taught you how to, taught me how to be better locked in as a player, you know what I mean? And honestly, I feel like I would have gone, granted I'd gone any college, that's what it would have taught me. But I feel like from there, not only that, but I had like, there's like, college distractions, certain things that college is going to teach you. But I'm glad I could take things like that I learned back at UConn and bring it to Louisville, because that was also a really good experience. And I just full steam ahead, had all the confidence in the world that I was going to do good.
Yeah, so a lot of people, they're not in tune with marching band, but every aspect of, every field has a world that we're not exposed to. If you play soccer, it's some soccer players, it's team that you keep up with. Every individual have their lane. And my high school was a powerhouse high school. I went to Booker T. Washington High School from 2011 to 2014 in Norfolk, Virginia. And if you go and you look at a couple of clips from that era, our band was huge, had a lot of energy. We had a lot of pull. A lot of our students got major scholarships to big programs and actually ended up in leadership position in those programs after their first or second season. So we had some horses, you know what I mean? And me leaving from Booker T and going into Shaw, like you said, you like, I could do a lot more, but they just need you to be a support piece. You kind of go from that guy to being, I was a drum major of a 120 piece band in high school. I won first place at nationals. I did a lot of our band was very accomplished, and I had accolades individually, but going to Shaw kind of minimized me my first year. So it was kind of frustrating. It wasn't frustrating, but it was just like, you started to like wonder, are they doing this because of like, they don't like, do they not like me, or like, do they not do they not see like what I'm doing outside of practice? Because when we get out of practice, I used to hang around. I had my own drums. Like I used to be outside on campus playing all day, every day, whether it was my drum pad or my actual drum itself. So I felt like I was doing a lot more to where I could have had a bigger look. But going into my second year, I was raised into a section leader role of the drum line. And then from my second year, third year, fourth year, I was leading the drum line or whatever. So there is always a bigger, the minds might not give you all of the gems right away. They kind of usher you into learning these things yourself, like making those mistakes on purpose, staying out too late when you know you got a game in the morning. Like we perform at football games. So if the game started at 1, we got to be at the band room at 9 because we got to get dressed by 10 and we got to leave by 11 so we can be warming up by 12. You know what I mean? So it's like your whole Saturday is occupied. So Friday night, you got to make sure you do your work. You got to make sure you, before you do anything with any females or with going to any club parties or whatever, you got to make sure all your stuff in line because when you get back, you're just going to crash and you got to get up all Saturday for the game. So yeah, there's a lot of things like college kind of line you up like that St. Thomas schedule, you know what I mean? Your senior year schedule, it puts you in a way that you got to learn how to, when you get to the point where I'm now, you're out of school, you can add elements to your schedule to learn how to fill that up and try to build something. Like, don't just stay stagnant, always build towards something. That's kind of where what college taught me. And going to Louisville, bro, how was those years?
Man, we got to have a podcast dedicated just you, bro. I'm real interested in your story, bro. but yeah, you got to start from square one, man. It's like once you get out of 12th grade, it's like you start back in kindergarten again. You got to relearn all the ropes. It's like you got to find your footing because you get out there, man, they throw you into the fire college, bro. You don't know what to do. You are a free person at about 19 or 7. I got into college at 17. So like, I didn't imagine, man, I didn't know what to do. Just out there, I was like basically an adult, but with many responsibilities already. So it's like, so it's tough. It's tough for everybody, but here we are now. We never really quit. And so,
Bro, my biggest motivation was like, I couldn't look back. Like if I made a mistake or like, if I blew it, it was like, I could go back to my mom's house, but like I got 2 little brothers coming up the pipeline and I was raised in the house with 4 boys. So like one got out and then I got out and then like going back really not a choice because like we didn't have enough when it was all 4 of us. So when it became 2 of them, it's just enough. You know what I mean? And you kind of got to make sure it's no option of failing for me. It was no option of failing. Like, and that was my biggest motivation. I didn't know what was in front of me. Not saying you did, but kind of in basketball, you kind of know your trajectory. It kind of puts you in a place where okay, maybe this, maybe that. I know what schools I can go to, whatever. Not me. I ain't know I was going to Shaw until I graduated. I ain't know at Shaw. I didn't know what I was going to do after I graduated in terms of just getting right into the boogie of being successful. It was a process that I'm still day to day growing on, but it was great for me. And it's funny that I graduated in 2020 and in 2020 you entered the NBA draft, bro. So what was that process like? I know you were doing crazy workouts, leading up to the draft and stuff like that. So how many workouts did you do, man?
Man, that honestly, bro, you're going to be surprised. I ain't do no workouts. It was straight like because 2020, you think about it, that was when we had our COVID pandemic. Everything was shut down, but I had a Zoom interview with like just about every team. I was a communications major in college. So like, I had to, I was well prepared for that one. So like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to be talking to you like this, the way I am right now, like without that major. So like, as much as it's looked at as like a easy major, you know what I mean? Especially for athletes when you're in college. I'm sure you've heard of that before, but
business major for me. Everybody say, "Oh, you just chose business because you ain't." That's exactly why I chose business, because I know with a business degree, I can get into any field.
Exactly, bro. Any field, you just gotta be able to, pull your own strings. But yeah, man, I'm glad I did, because like in the interviews, it was tough. They're asking tough questions at some point. And, you know, you had to work your way around, try to make it sound as good, make sure you don't say as much. But I really wish I had them workouts. Yeah, the pandemic slowed down a lot of stuff, but it really, you know, opened, as much as doors are being closed for you, it opened 100 new doors for me, and to, you know, 100 new life experiences to go through that you didn't expect to happen. But you know, yeah, I wish I mean, shoot, of course, I wish I worked out for them teams. You know, each one, I have full confidence I was going to do good. But them workouts, man, like leading up to that, I was in that gym, bro. Like I'm talking after last game of the season, maybe I'll chill that weekend, but I was right back to it, bro. And you know, that was a moment to remember.
For sure. Entering that draft put you on the scale of other scouts from other leagues, other areas that can see, okay, this guy, and you know, it puts you in the pool. You know what I mean? And if you're good enough to be in that pool of players, that open up opportunities for, you know, other leagues. And you know, coming from Connecticut, I'm from Virginia. I never thought that I'd ever live outside the U.S. And I think we kind of groomed to have that mentality. But it's a fear there. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know what's over there. I don't know what's to be expected. I kind of know if I move to Arizona, like, okay, the time gonna be behind, but that's pretty much gonna be the only change once I adjust to the work and find some friends. But when you go to Spain, or you go, you know, to Croatia, or you don't know, you know, we fear the unknown. You know, we fear the unknown, and we used to being comfortable. So, bro, when you got those offers, did you have an agent?
Yeah, so I hired my agent pretty much like right after the season. You know, it was time to like really start getting things rolling with becoming a pro. So yeah, man, he put me in the right position. He really helped me leading up to me signing the deal. So like, you know, he wouldn't let me, he'd always be honest with me. Like, that's one thing I looked at. You know, you need an agent that's always going to work hard, but you need an agent that's going to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I think, look, whoever views this as a young athlete, man, looking forward into your future, you always want somebody who's going to give you the real. He gonna tell you some things you're not gonna want to hear. You know what I mean? But I'm just glad I hired him, because, like, you know, it's like, as much as a business partner, you know what I mean, or a business relationship, feel like we can be 100% and transparent with each other. So it feels really good that I have him in my corner. But yeah, bro. Just like I said, them ages, man, you gotta watch out, because a lot of them try to be misleading, man. And leading up to me becoming a pro or signing my deal, like, a lot of agents was like, you know, just telling me different stuff, like about how, oh, we'll have you working out here in front of these eyes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I'm glad I went with the decision that I made.
Yeah, don't buy a dream, man. Take things for face value. And that's kind of how I try to live. I don't ever try to live outside of my means. You know, I'm the type of person where I would rather, you know, save up my money and take one trip and just, you know, have a vacation for 5 days throughout the year, rather than going out every weekend and spending $50, $60 every weekend. I'll take that $50 and wait and make a move in the summer. You know what I mean? I'm that type of person. So you gotta, because a lot of people try to get out here and they why would you take a chance when you have that guarantee right there? You know, and that's kind of what agents do. They try to sell you a chance to kick the ball down the road, because they got so many other people that they're occupying and that they're managing as well. They have those opportunities blossoming, so they can try to hold you off so that you can blossom and extend their career, you know, because you're young, you're fresh, COVID, you know, maybe if you would have took a year to maybe do this, do that, or whatever some of those opportunities for those eyes might have been, yeah, you would have got in front of those eyes, but that don't guarantee, you know, a deal and or opportunity, you know. So I'm glad, you know, you kind of think like me, you know, straight up value, like, give me what it is. I might not like it. It might make me, you know, hurt my feelings. That's what it is. Men don't like to use that phrase, but it might hurt my feelings, because I feel like I was passionate about the work that I put in. And I think I've done a lot more to obtain, cover a little more ground than what you're telling me. But the bottom line is, what you're telling me is still more than, you know, a lot of people do. You know, it's still more than a lot of people. It's an opportunity nonetheless. So how was it, bro, when you hopped on that plane? And I'm gonna get it right. How was it when you hopped on that plane and you was headed to your first professional club with Obradoro? Did I say that right? Obradoro?
Obradorio, hey, you was right there,
Obradorio.
bro. You was right there. That's impressive.
Obradorio. Yeah, but yeah, how was that, man? I know you were scared to death.
Oh man, man, those every time I think about it, I get the same feeling. You know, you about to go over here for like 10 months of your life. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, it's and on top of that, it's COVID. That was a tough year because I really could not do anything for 10 months pretty much, you know, except play basketball and go back home. The supermarket was open. Like, I'm gonna give you a real, like, I got off that plane. It was testing, for the team and everything. We had practices, we had games, like traveling for games. That's really nice. That's really nice. But we had to stay in the hotel when we went to away games, and I'm pretty sure a lot of hoopers can relate, especially the ones that played out the country 2 years ago. But yeah, man, it's tough. It was tough, but I'm just really thankful that I didn't fold and say like, all right, bro, I can't do this. And thankfully, I already had some experience because back when I was at UConn, like my first year, I played that summer after my freshman year. I played in Armenia. I don't know if you ever heard of that country, but it's a really nice country. Home to some beautiful women and beautiful people. But it's really nice, man. And I'm glad for that opportunity. I played for the national team that summer, and I played for them 2 years in a row, 2 summers in a row. It was a really nice experience. I was able to get dual citizenship, man. And I know you said we're going to talk about this, but shoot, let's talk about it now. It was really nice because I got that opportunity to play with Obradorio, playing in Spain at that, it's one of the best countries you could play in. So, if you're going to play somewhere outside the USA. So it was a really nice experience.
Oh yeah, yes, sir. Getting dual citizenship. It seemed to me like you was focused, man, locked in. You might as well, because you can build a market, and although you might come back to the States, anything you start, anything you do, you will always be able to come back and be loved, renowned, and people know who you are because you built up that market. You know what I mean? And with fear, like you said, a lot of people might be like, man, it's crazy. I'm going back home because of what? The comfortability, the security, the safety, the understanding of what's tomorrow. That's what people are afraid of, not knowing what's tomorrow. Yeah. And fighting through that wall. Once you break through, you get to where you are now. How is it at Baskonia, bro? I seen the play you had a couple of days ago. I actually kept track of that game. Once you told me that you would do the interview, and I don't think we locked in a time yet, but we said we'll do it. I follow Baskonia on Twitter, follow them on Instagram, and they were updating the game. I can't read the comments because everything is like Spanish. But I can't. But once you watch the highlight, they have highlights, and they just try to keep the halftime going, just like the NBA halftime. They post the first half highlights and stuff like that. And right. Bro, you're a big time diver. You got crazy athleticism, put the ball on the floor, attacking closeouts. I noticed that as well. When you crafting your game, going from team to team, I'm sure you're trying to add a new layer and bring a new dimension. So just talk about your game, bro, and how your game been flowing from the first professional team up until now. You signed a deal with Baskonia.
Oh man, like flowing, like you said, indeed. Once you get into your own rhythm as a player, the game actually kind of slows down for you. You're able to process things a lot quicker and react a lot quicker. I think from year 1 to year 2, I think that's what made, as a professional and playing on this level, the biggest jump. My reaction timing, because I was always been like offensively, defensively sound, but it's like when you're a pro and you're playing all these years, like those small things like reaction timing and offensive awareness, defensive awareness, those things rise. Of course you add something to your bag if you got it. Like me, I always try to add something so that, I could play. I could be a post player as well as a perimeter player, someone who can roll, dive, pop, short roll, whatever. Just trying to be, the all around player with my size. And I feel like if I can master those techniques and that awareness that I talked about, I could really take my game to the next level. Every year I try to come in with some new bags to try to level up,
And a new element, scout reports is big. So with basketball, once you establish, like your core 4 moves or maybe 5 moves, you got to have pretty much a counter or 2, depending on where you are on the floor. So, a lot of people try to jam you up. I see like they try to like put their hips on you, get a body on you before you can get free throw line extended. That's the main thing I see. They try to stop you from free throw line extended or like a little bit behind the free throw. They try to push you out and just try to make sure you don't have any momentum. But
Yep.
boy, you came off that wing, bro. Nobody bumped you. Like you said, that defensive awareness. When people rolling, you gotta, you that guard, you gotta get that elbow out there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You gotta bump them. Make sure you can slow them up for that big to be able to recover. But nobody recovered, bro. That was a big play, man.
Hey, man, that's a part of just recognizing the situation in front of you, recognizing what the defense is giving me, So, like I said, man, just doing that, and like you said, like it's real physical. It's real physical. Like they're gonna give you a little bump, chicken wings, little hip checks and stuff, man, and shoot, you just gotta fight through that, honestly, because it's gonna mess up your timing, especially when you're rolling. When I'm rolling, but yeah, man, a lot of different things, a lot of different elements of the game that I'm still learning and learning how to do better.
Yeah, for some of the people who's not big on Bitci Baskonia, did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Bitci Baskonia, man, we locked in. Hey, look, for all of the people who's not aware, like who are some of your better teammates that you've played with? Some of the guys that I'm gonna ask you who your favorite teammate is and why, and I'm gonna also ask who are the better teammates? Like you like, dog, this dude is nice.
On my team right now, or overall?
Yeah, right now. Yeah, right now.
Right
Since
now.
you've been with Baskonia.
Oh man, I don't know. Everybody's my favorite at times. But I like seeing everybody do good, man. I like seeing it because everybody got some stuff to them. You know what I mean? So it's like you like seeing, as much as I like watching hoops, I like seeing my teammates hoop, man. It's really nice. But one guy I really point out, I think has really been like someone almost like you get on a team as a pro, as a young pro, and like sometimes you get led in the wrong direction. Sometimes you feel like you're getting led in the wrong direction. But someone who always was able to like, level me out mentally, keep my mind in the right place, or help me keep my mind in the right place. Jason Granger, man, he's a true, OG at this, and he's been around for over a decade. So like, he's been playing, and he's a legend in in EuroLeague. You know what I mean? So like, it's much respect to him, but I'm really thankful, to have a teammate like that. You ask me who's my favorite player, he's one of them for sure.
Jason Granger.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna remember that name, man. You might see him on the Powerhouse, boy.
Man. Remember it. Remember it.
No, for real, man, because you need those guys. Like even in the NBA, we starting to see teams get a lot younger. We starting to see a lot of immaturity. Like, you hit a mid-range, it's a celebration after every shot. It's a complaint after every no call, whereas you need those 33, 34-year-olds, 31-year-olds that can say, hey, man, we going into Miami, you don't need to go out. I know the city hot. I know it's March. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on, but you need to lay low because we got a big game tomorrow for seeding and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's sometimes the maturity, the guidance that can lead a younger player to a great career, learning great habits, or to a terrible career.
And not only the guidance, man, it don't matter his age, man, he'll go out there and still to this day get buckets on any team. You know what I mean? So like, you know, like I said, just seeing my teammates do good, bro, and it puts you in a good state of mind, especially when you're winning or win or lose. Though, man, I'm learning how to, like, you know, just be a good person outside of what I think of my own performance. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It really goes a long way. It goes a long way. That discipline, that self-discipline you have, you know, and guys around you like that to pick you up. So, you know, it all goes hand in hand.
All right, so yeah, the Powerhouse, man, not only do we talk hoops, bro, we talk enterprises, man, and we talk building individually and trying to, you know, do exactly what I explained with what I'm doing with the podcast. You know, we're making videos and we bringing on guests, but this is not how, I don't plan on being YouTube rich. I don't expect to get rich through YouTube, you know. I plan on more so getting more active and using my platform to create a likeness to drive other companies and drive other things that can bring revenue. You know what I mean? Whether it's the RissKy tow company or the RissKy apparel line, but it's all gonna be through the videos and having a following and having a fandom that want to see me do well and want to support those things. And that's how you build something that outlasts your life. You know what I mean? Starting companies and stuff. So how do you plan on uplifting your city or different ways you can be involved when you get back to the States?
Man, it all starts with giving back, man.
For sure.
Everything starts with giving back for me. You know, kind of like you said, like how you had to come out of your own pockets to get your own business right now flowing and everything like this. And it's all going to come back full circle, man. This summer, you know, I'm really going to be a positive influence on my city because, you know, where I come from, you know, it's a lot of people that really believed in me, people that didn't believe in me. But all in all, you know, I had a lot of supporters, people behind me wanted me to do good. So, you know, it's in my best interest and their interest, their best interest as well to, you know, really give back this summer, really start getting more involved with the city. Now I ain't gonna put out there what the plan is, but you know, it's gonna be a surprise. I'm gonna let it be a surprise. They're gonna see when it happens, they're gonna see it unfold, and then everything gonna come back full circle for it. So, and this is gonna be a thing for years to come. So I'm really excited for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, man. Stephen Enoch, man, you're the first professional athlete to come onto the RissKy Powerhouse, man. I told you how appreciative I was of that, of the opportunity to just have a little bit of time out of your day. We building companies out here. We grinding in the careers that we're in currently, and it's a blessing, you know, to have people that's similar to yourself that have the same drive, just in different fields. It's good to see people excelling and doing well. Also. Hopefully, when you come out to the States, we can get a live episode in. Dudes, most of my episodes, if you notice, all of my episodes, this is going to be the first Zoom call. And obviously, because of space and distance, we just couldn't make it happen. But, you know, hopefully when you get back out here, we can make that happen, bro. It's the RissKy Powerhouse. Got my boy, Stephen Enoch, bro. You got any closing remarks for your boy?
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me here. Like I told you earlier, man, don't stop, man. And I'm looking forward to watching your future podcasts. I love listening to other people's stories, what they got going on in their life currently, and you too, man. I want to see it grow. So I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's the RissKy Powerhouse. I'm Kendall Bishop. RissKy represents the chance that you have to take on yourself to get to the next echelon, and that's a very, very important aspect. And the things you do, like you said, he mentioned with from the agent decision to transferring colleges to entering the draft, all of these were risky decisions. You could have stayed in school another year, or you could have not took the deal and bet on yourself in the draft the next year, or whatever the case could have been. But you know, you made those decisions and you took a risk, and now it's paying off, man. So yeah, congratulations to you, and I hope you continue to flourish throughout the course of your career. You building up a brand, man. You building up some things that people from Connecticut are proud of. Like you said, you had a lot of people in your corner, and you had a lot of people that wanted to see you do well. And it's the same for me, just you know, on a different scale. So we building in our respective regards. Got my boy Stephen Enoch. It's the RissKy Powerhouse, and we out of here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.